Hello, my name is Queen Maebee. I'm one of the writers and producers at MaebeeTV, and I took it upon myself to ponder the reality of cisgender and transgender people and try to understand both sides. I went for two different groups with different backgrounds for each interview, and after much thought, I have come to an honest, non-biased conclusion. But first, before we get into that, let's listen to our recordings of the interviews. So, what is your view on trans people?
How am I supposed to explain it? Like, I'm friends with a lot of them. I don't mind for them being trans or...
If you could ask a trans person any question, what would you ask them?
What is HRT?
If one of your best friends were to come out to you as trans, would you still think of them as the gender they were assigned at birth?
I would just respect their decisions and accept their pronouns of what they are now.
If a trans or just cis individual were to use neopronouns, would you respect those pronouns as well?
I would just respect what they want to be called.
Let's say you want to understand one part of the trans experience. What is that part?
Just the reason why, and don't take this harsh, like the reason why they wanted to switch from, male to female or female to male.
To be honest, out of all of our interviews, this was the smoothest. He was respectful and didn't have a problem with anything. He was also open and curious about learning about trans people. He's a lot of the cis people I see today. What is trans?
What is trans? It's kind of difficult to describe. So for me, it's more of, I've never felt right being a man. When I was in a specific environment in which I could be a woman, it felt right. Trans is more of, you are in one state and it doesn't feel right. So you need to go to another state in order to feel right and feel yourself.
What are the struggles you have to face on a daily basis?
So, because I am just starting out, I started my hormone treatment about 3 months ago. Or about three, a little more. Thank you. Yes. Because I still very much look like a man, in my professional job, in my professional environment, I must keep up the persona that I am a man. Having to keep up two different personas, even though they are both me, I must also kind of train each one separately. And it's a little bit difficult sometimes, because then just the daily struggle of just like my parents don't know, my brother doesn't know, and I'm honestly not sure what they're gonna think. I mean, they already know that I'm gay, and that's very,
Yeah.
they've known that for years, but
Okay.
they don't know that I'm trans. So,
Do you ever feel lonely in this world because of not being surrounded by many transgender people?
not at all. So being in VR chat, I run into a lot of people who are transgender, and it makes me feel like I'm not alone, which is amazing. Yes, I spend my time at home. Yes, I am unable to go out and meet other people in person, but that's just who I am. I've always never been, the type to go out and meet someone face to face who's like me. I've always done stuff online. There are millions of people out there, and the chances of my problems being singular to me are slim to none. So, I just have to look, and the internet makes that very easy.
We are looking for the reason why cisgender and transgender people can't just get along. I'll tell you the reason that I've figured out. Cisgender people have been judged, have been fear-mongered into being afraid of everything different. Anything that has been hidden that they can't predict is frightening. It is frightening for all of us. The one problem is how cisgender people react to people being trans. I had done an interview with a group of people which I decided not to keep in due to its sensitive nature. And I had people saying that being transgender is just adults preying on kids. If you think about that even more, cisgender people are afraid of transgender people because they are afraid of themselves. Cisgender people are afraid that pedophiles are pretending to be transgender. All of that fear-mongering and all of that stigma towards so many things makes them afraid of everything different. The fear that you might not be proving yourself as a male, or the fear that you're not proving yourself as a female. The phrase man up is another way of saying stop feeling, hide your feelings, or in other words, be weak. Showing emotion is the strongest thing you could possibly do. It's not lifting weights or being ripped. It's being honest with yourself and showing who you truly are to others. The phrase "don't be such a girl" is just another way of saying don't be so emotional, which is just another way of saying to man up. When a transgender person comes into the scene, they are not only being honest with their emotions, but they are accepting themselves for who they are inside, not letting society's pressure get to them. That's the strongest thing ever. When it comes to cisgender and transgender people coming together, it's all about being nice and respectful. No matter what is going through your mind about the other person, if you have nothing nice to say, do not say it, even when they're not there. If you learn something new or see something different, don't close yourself off after you've gained an opinion on the subject. Stay open to criticism, because what do you got to lose if you think you're right? Going forward, instead of hating on each other, we should stay close, help each other build as people. We are humans, yes, we fight, but that doesn't mean we should be killing each other just because people are different. From the beginning, we are all taught that everyone's different, so it shouldn't change anything if the person isn't hurting you. If they are hurting you, talk to each other, debate it. If we do this continuing on, we will change the world, one person at a time. Thank you everyone for listening. This was MaebeeTV Asks Episode 1, Cisgender and Transgender People. I hope you have a magnificent day. And always remember, no matter who you are or what you go by, we all love you, and you deserve as much love and affection as anybody else.